I think a lot has changed. Different, the lyrics are different, the music is different, and Seattle is different, and
my hair's a little different.
your hair is different.
Yeah.
What else is different with you now? How did you change? I know it's.
My feet got smaller.
Oh really?
I had to buy new boots. My feet were. I don't know what happened. I'm not kidding. They were swimming around in my boots I wore for years, and I had to get new boots.
What else?
Nothing else got smaller.
Sad to hear when the news with Soundgarden broke up, but I mean, all the more happy to see what you've done. And is this an album you wanted to do for a long time?
I didn't really have a perception of this album before we made it, really. I kind of had an idea of what a solo album would sound like if I made it, and this doesn't sound like that. But I think that's probably because I get bored easy. I didn't want to make an acoustic record. As soon as the band broke up and I was getting ready to start working on making a solo record, I'd hear a lot of questions like, "Oh, so you're going to make an acoustic album?" Because I did like 2 or 3 other songs that were on soundtracks over the years that were pretty acoustic and different than Soundgarden. And I didn't really have an interest in doing that.
It just sounded like it just sounds like the type of record was like somebody really wanted to do, like kind of prepared for a long time.
Well, there's all sorts of influences that never would have fit with Soundgarden, certain soul or R&B feeling things. And that's a style in which I really like to sing. When I'm down, Wave Goodbye, those are really good examples of something that wouldn't have really worked with Soundgarden, but it's musically something that I really like.
But why a solo record? I don't know if I've even asked the most simple, obvious question yet. And we're skipping all over the place.
As opposed to what?
Are you still in it for the same reasons?
Always, yeah.
And what are they?
To write music and record it, to create something that people have to go through you to get. There's nobody telling you how to do it. Nobody can. It's your environment. It's your Frankenstein monster that you get to sit in your laboratory and build, and then see how ugly or beautiful it is when it's finished, and then it wanders off and does its own thing, and you see what it does, and then it doesn't really have anything to do with you anymore. This is the house where we recorded the whole record.
No way.
Yeah, inside, outside. Really, we didn't do any recording outside, but I'd sit here and I would learn songs and teach myself songs that I wrote and then forgot. And then all the recording was done inside.
So Chris, what made you decide to record in a nice comfy home studio as opposed to a horrible synthetic septic studio complex?
Well, you make the other sound so good, but...
Sorry, was the question loaded?
I think that just being at home is the best place to record. And it's not my home, so I borrowed my friends.
So you trashed the place?
Exactly.
Best of both worlds.
So we referenced all of our mixes, did all of our listening, listened to other records. It was basically like the big communal music room. There's some Valens artwork. That's probably.
So you would just record in any old room?
Well, whatever was available. This was the brooding chair where you'd sit and worry about songs and lyrics and whatever else. And then directly ahead is the room where we recorded all the drums and a lot of vocals and whatever odd percussion instruments. And it's kind of the main recording room. This is where we mixed and where I did a lot of singing. This is where Alan was camped on the whole record. Kind of finishes off the whole little home studio vibe, which doesn't really feel like it's studio. It feels just like little pockets of places to work, but it was very relaxed, very cool.
What does this button do?
That blows up the world. Shall we?
How come Soundgarden broke up?
We had a long go of it, and it was great, and we were in a position where we had just produced our own record, just mixed it, everyone was involved with every part of it. It was really a great experience, and we kind of looked in the future and thought, well, maybe it won't always be this great, so let's just stop it right now. We're one of those bands that knows when to call it a day.
Sweet Euphoria, man, is the heart you want.
I think that if there's a big change lyrically, a lot of it came through Soundgarden and having a lot of experience songwriting and testing the waters with new ideas and new ways of writing. But a lot of it also has to do with the music. The music is different, so the lyrics are different.
Do you have to be in a certain mood to write sad, angry? Or are you very prolific in that respect? You just write whenever it comes to you? Or?
It depends. I definitely work well in a down mood, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it will create down music. But I think I work well in some kind of an emotional situation. So, especially with lyrics, if I write hollow lines, I know they're hollow. There's no way that I'm going to think it's going to be good, or even if someone tells me it's good, if it doesn't make me feel something, then I'm not going to like it. And coming from a situation of being emotional about anything, whether it's related to the song or not, it breaks you out of mediocre thought, I think. You end up being more careless and more daring, I guess. Songs like When I'm Down, Disappearing One, Wave Goodbye, Can't Change Me, those are specific points.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about this moment in my life, but also I'm thinking about the fact that now it's funny that it's a moment in my life, and then I see it in him, and I see it in him, and I see it in her.
There's something up there.
And I want to try to get inside it a little bit and describe it. Not only in the way that I feel about it, but in the way that I know that person feels about it, because I've heard them talk about it, and it's universal, and therefore, to me, it's worth writing about.
Nobody ever lives forever, so you give it one more try. Wave goodbye, wave goodbye.
Wave Goodbye, you've already talked about candidly about how this was inspired, maybe in the obviously in a negative way, from Jeff Buckley.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a tough song to write?
At first it was, and then I started thinking in terms of not really just writing about somebody personally that I knew, that I lost, but more writing about the experience, because I've had that experience over several times, and I'd never really written about the simple aspects of it, and that makes the song lyrically really straightforward, which I don't usually do, but it's the simple aspects of it that you have to live with daily. Countless times I would be driving down the street and think that I saw someone and realize, oh, that it can't be them because they died two years ago. And so I just wanted to get those elements into the song and not have it be as personal about a guy that died as just that's an experience that everybody goes through.
Okay, tour. What's going on?
Europe in the fall, and the U.S. and Canada up through the first of the year is what we're talking about right now.
I'm hearing beautiful notes. I mean, you're nailing it, man. Thanks for your time.
Sure, thank you.